Most traders don't lose because the market is difficult. They lose because they enter at the wrong place on the wrong time frame with no logic behind it. In this video, I'm breaking down MSNR Decoded the right way. You will learn how to catch clean, high probability entries using respected iCRT logic, not guesswork, not indicators, not hype. In this video, I will show you how to identify true MSNR levels, how to time your entries with precision, and how to choose the best time frame for execution. If you are tired of random entries and ready to trade with clarity and structure, this video is for you. Let's get into it. All right, so this is very simple. The first thing you want to check out for is your higher time frame. So your higher time frame will be daily or the 4-hour time frame, and you must learn to align these time frames together, because there's what I call the Komepips alignment system. The Komepips time frame alignment system, what this is about is it shows you exactly when to use a particular time frame and when to avoid it. So in this video, I'm going to show you all of this in details. All right, so the first thing we see on this box is we can see this. I titled this as market phases, and the reason is because you are going to understand this easy when I explain this. The reason is because market will move in phases, because the smart money tend to use it to easily get to their price delivery. They use it to get to price delivery easily by using random numbers rather. Okay, so in this scenario, let's do one or two things and you're going to learn from this. So this is the first candle, so let's call this candle 1. This is the second candle, let's call this candle 2. Usually the candle 2 is a CRT candle, so and usually this candle should have a change in state of delivery within, and the next candle becomes candle 3, candle 4, and subsequently. So the market phase that I always talk about, which is part of the trading protocol, is the candle closures, not just on any random time frames, but usually on the higher time frames, because they are going to show us the intent of price action. So in this case, we have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. Now take note of this. I've made this video before on my Instagram reels. By the way, if you have not followed me on Instagram, by the time you are done with this video, go check me out. Check the video description. Okay, so what we were talking about is the market phases. Usually, immediately the market phases are completed, the next candle we either do three things: we consolidate, we retrace, or we reverse. So I call this the C arrow system. So once you are able to understand this, this will help you to grow. This will help you to do the right thing, especially when you want to take long-term setups. Okay, so having said that, the next important thing that we must pay attention to is the iCRT. The iCRT is inverse candle range. So a CRT that is inverted, that's exactly what I call the iCRT. So in this case, we have this level as our iCRT. So this is iCRT. So usually if price tends to respect these iCRT levels a lot. However, you don't just take it randomly. You are going to take them based on time frame alignment, which I'm going to show you some of it in this video. So having said this, our bias is confirmed. Look at this scenario. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the next phase is this particular phase. As you can see, expanded, and what happened? It retraced or consolidate, as it were. So this is the 2x time frame. The 2x time frame is the time frame where we see our breakout, and this is the time frame we want to pick our key levels from. So listen, I'm about to spill the secret. Learn to pick the time frame from your breakout time frame. Learn to pick your key level from your breakout time frame. Once you are able to pick your key level from a breakout time frame, you have actually solved over 50% of your key level problems. So having said that, this, assuming this is iCRT level, right, we have, of course, coming from the higher time frame, we have a change in state of delivery, we have a breakout, and we have our inducement. Inducement can be your regular inducement or the Komepips chariot inducement. For those of you who don't know about the Komepips chariot inducement, it's actually about swing point that taps into fair value areas. So that's exactly what we have right there. So having said this, you need to pay attention to details, because by the time you do, you are going to increase your profitability in total. All right, so the next important thing we want to do now, let's go to the chart and let me show you this thing play out in real life price action. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a new day, and preferably we're going to pick this day. So what are we going to do? The next thing is we need to go to the daily time frame. The daily time frame will show us the intention of the market by revealing to us the market phases. So what should we do? Okay, I think we can remove this right now. So you need to check where is price coming from and where is price likely to go to. So we start from here. So we have this C1, C2, C3, and C4. What happened? The next candle did a retracement, right? The next phase did a retracement, and of course this is the new phase, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So after we've seen these phases, and of course you can see that external range liquidity have been swept, and of course we also see that price have tapped into an iCRT level. Now all of these are confluences that is pointing that okay, price might likely to go up. However, we are not just going to trade this blindly. So now that we have an idea of what price is likely to do, and this is previous day price action taking the previous close above the opening price. So what do? We'll go to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we want to look for key levels. So for example, this is an A-shaped key level on the 4-hour time frame. So having said this, the next thing that we want to pay attention to is we want to see a tap on that particular key level. So we need to go to our breakout time frame. Our breakout time frame is the 1-hour time frame. So we come here and we check, and of course we have price tap that level. So automatically we want to see price break this level in order for us to confirm if this bias is going to buy or not. So what do? As you can see, we have a buy already. So this is our change in state of delivery, and I call it in the trading protocol, I call it the X2 time frame. Now that we have the confirmation of this bias, which means our next drawn liquidity is this level and potentially the next MSNR key levels. So these are our potential draw on liquidity. So we want to go to the 15 minutes or the 30 minutes for our inducement. So in this case, this becomes our inducement. And of course, this is not just a regular inducement. This is what I call the Komepips chariot inducement. So we have this as the chariot inducement. Why? Because it taps into what? It taps into a PD array. So having said that, I hope you are understanding this so far. So it tapped into that PD array, so we need to pay attention to what price action is doing. All right, so we want to see price come and take this level before we look for potential setups. So what do? Now that we have our our inducement marked up, we want to look for the areas of iCRT. As you can see, there is no iCRT on this level, so therefore I'm just going to wait patiently for price to unfold because there is no iCRT levels. So I'm not going to pick my key levels. So what do? I wait, and of course, as you can see, we also have another inducement here. So this is a regular inducement, not a chariot inducement. So having seen this, the next thing I want to check, I also want to check, let's check the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, on the 30-minute time frame, as you can see, we have an iCRT level on there. That's an iCRT level. And of course, we might want to look for setup from this particular zone. So I'm going to pull this as my iCRT, of course, consequent encroachment. So we remove this. Now, we are not doing things blindly. We're also going to wait for inducement to be taken before we even think of entering. So if at all I want to, then I will do just that. And of course, because this is the nearest inducement to my valid iCRT levels. So what do? We simply wait for price to do its thing. So whatever price does, that's how we react to it. So if price gives us an opportunity to enter, we react to it. Now, there's another thing we also need to pay attention to. We need to go to the 1 hour time frame, because let's check this 15 minutes level. Okay, you see it right there. Once we have a bullish closure, okay, we have a nice tap from there, of course. So of course, you see that's a very nice tap, sniper entry. So if I want, I could as well put my stop loss a little bit higher like this. Yes, you might actually ask why. The reason is because I'm not expecting price to violate my consequent encroachment of the iCRT. However, sometimes price will come and those, and of course take almost the whole body. So that's why initially I had to place my stop loss here, because that's the safe zone. Okay, so let's play price and see what price is market is giving to us. All right, so as you can see, we have a full target met right there. So if we go to the 1 hour time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, you see our price came and respected what, this iCRT level as well. Now, is this still valid? Yes, and especially the upper part is still very much valid. However, for the sake of learning, I want us to check for more examples. You see how price came, taps in that level and pushed higher, right? So it's something that you can do once you have an accurate understanding of the market system. So in order for us to trade, to do the next example, we also need to check the 4 hour time frame. What is price doing? As you can see, we have a valid key level here, MSNR key level. So this is 4 hour rejecting 4 hour. However, we need to wait for a breakout before we do anything. And for us to see a breakout, we need to go where our X2 time frame, which becomes what, the 1 hour time frame. So once we have our breakout, so our breakout level will be here. Of course, we have our breakout level here. So this is what we call the change in state of delivery. It is actually an inner circle trader, which is ICT concept. So having said this, this is our breakout time frame. The next thing we want to pay attention to is what, our inducement. So we can use 30, we can use 15. So in this case, where becomes our inducement, this can be our inducement. This is not a chariot inducement, this is a regular kind of inducement. So we go to our 1 hour time frame because we already map out our inducement. So the next thing we want to check out for is the Komepips trading protocol, which is our iCRT. So very simple logic. You just need to understand how things work. So we have a CRT here, and of course we also have a CRT here, which was violated and becomes an iCRT. So I'm looking to enter my setup on the 50% of my iCRT level. So this is what we call the consequent encroachment by ICT. ICT call it consequent encroachment, and this is the 50% thereof. So I'm going to enter on this particular level, and of course I can place my stop loss above this. Why? Because this candle already swept a previous candle liquidity. However, we can give it a little bit of buffer by using this my Gann box system. So I can just place my stop loss a little bit high, because if that gets violated, it means that zone might not really work out. So where do we target? Target the nearest key level and nearest liquidity zones. Okay, so it's very easy. All you need to do is pay attention to all of this. Now, in case you really want to learn my system, it's open to anybody. So of course, sometimes you need to learn to sit on your hand. So this is another inducement that we have, and of course this is the Komepips chariot inducement. Why? Because price taps into what, a a PD array. So this is what I mean by chariot. So this is simple Komepips chariot inducement. All right, so let me type it. Komepips chariot inducement. So I use IDM for inducement. Okay, so that's exactly what we have there. So once price takes this, and of course look at that and look at our point of interest where we're interested in. So when that happens, then we are good to go. So basically, let's play price while I talk to us briefly. You see, you need to learn how to do these things by yourself, because this is when you are going to make money. So feel free. I'm currently accepting students into the Komepips Academy, so do well to join us so that you can learn the trading protocol system. All right, now if you watch this video to this very end, I'm going to give you access to a discount. All right, at the moment the fees is about, of course you are going to check it in the video description, but if you watch it to this end, I'm going to give you how many percent should I give to you? Okay, I'll give you up to 40 to 50% off. 40% to 50% off. Now, if you are my brothers from Nigeria, I'm going to give you obviously 50% off. Then if you are from other parts of the world, I'll give you about 40 probably to 50%. So all you need to do is type in send me I want your trading protocol system. Let me pay for your mentorship. Yes. So once you send me this is the code. Please don't share this to anybody. This is the code that we are going to use to get access to this discount. Once you do this, I will know that you are actually willing to learn and grow, that you watch the video to the end and you really want to learn. So once that happens, then I will know that, oh, you're coming from this video, and I'm going to give you access to the mentorship using either 40% off or 50% off. All right, see you on the next one. In case you have your questions, feel free to ask me your questions in the comment sections below. Or you want to appreciate me, you love my videos, you love my content, please let me know in the comment section below.